Hey marketers, Bren here. In today's video, what I want to do is answer a really common question that I hear from so many people on YouTube and people that reach out to me for the free conversations, and that's you're a contractor or a construction-based business and you want to generate more leads profitably. You want these leads to be more qualified, etc., so they're easy to close. I get the idea. I work with a whole bunch of you guys, and what I want to do in today's video is show you exactly how to generate more leads just using 3 simple tactics. So I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. What I'm going to do is jump over to my computer and just jump straight in and just show you exactly how to generate more leads using just 3 simple tactics. So guys, here we are at my computer. Now what are we covering today? We're covering 3 of the best ways for any contractor or construction-based business to generate leads online. Now it doesn't matter what kind of contracting business or what type of construction work you do. I work with a whole ton of different, guys in your world, whether, roofing, painting, landscaping, right up to commercial construction, residential construction, and everything in the middle. These same 3 strategies and tactics work for any of you guys. You and I are also going to rip through some ad examples from billion-dollar construction companies and also million-dollar contracting-based businesses. I'm going to show you exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it, and so on and so forth. So you can, pretty much just pull that out, plug it straight in your business. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, off you go, generating leads, and you do not need a big budget. Literally, you can spend, $10 to $20 a day. Next, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do this yourself. I've got some in-depth tutorials. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So that there's no secrets or anything like that. You can see every single click, and I explain why you click things, why you type things, etc. It's really transparent, and I'm pretty sure you'll love that part. Now, the last 2 points are pretty much built in together, and I've made it pretty bold and probably like a slightly dick kind of thing here in saying that how I would beat you if you and I were in business in the same geographical location. And I'm confident that I would, because I know the marketing for contractors and construction-based businesses. Now, but what contractors and construction companies do not know is this part of the video. No one wants to do it. It's literally like cleaning up after you've done a job at someone's property or something like that. No one wants to clean up after they've finished the job. That's the worst part of the job, but it's very important to the prospect or the client that you've just serviced. So I'm going to show you exactly why I would beat you and how you can do that for yourself and beat all your competitors. And it'll probably double your leads, and it's certainly double what you get from the traffic that you're already getting, and improve what you would get if you were to get more traffic to your website, which is really important. So you'd probably double the amount of leads you get without spending any more money on traffic. Now that's huge, because the compounding effect of getting more referrals. Now I'm waffling on. Let's just get straight into the meat of this tutorial and video, because I think it'll be hugely valuable to you if I can talk properly today. Now there's actually 4 elements to building a successful construction-based business or a contracting-based business. I did allude to 3, but there's actually 4. Now the 4th one's really important, and that's just to subscribe to my channel, believe it or not. That's all tongue-in-cheek and a bit of fun, but the content's free. It's really in-depth. Some of my tutorials are really step-by-step, click-by-click explanations. They go for an hour long, really nailing down exactly how you can do this for yourself. So there's no reason not to. And with that being said, let's just jump straight back into today's tutorial. The opportunity on Facebook is absolutely massive. Now businesses are literally voting with their wallets. Like you look at the revenue and the net profit that these guys are generating, just a handful of years ago, they were in the low billions. I know that's a huge number, but they're quickly approaching 100 million. It will only take a couple of years for them to get to 100 billion in revenue. And the reason why they're growing so quickly is because the platform works. The other part is that most businesses don't know how to use it properly. They're doing dumb stuff like boosting posts and things like that. There are so many more powerful ways to crack open this Facebook, powerful, marketing medium to use for your business. I'm going to show you how to do it. And just really quickly, I know just harping on about, why Facebook works, but people just think that Facebook doesn't work. So many different types of businesses outside of construction and contracting use it. And not only that, the investors and business analysts are backing this platform. I mean, you look at the share price, it is absolutely brilliant. Zuckerberg obviously done some stupid stuff here, and when he went before Congress and looked like a complete robot, but nonetheless, I mean, their share price is just booming, just absolutely booming. So what I want to do now is just show some examples of some really cracking Facebook ads from companies that are doing, tens of millions or if not billions of dollars in construction or contracting. Now, first we have the FHIA, the Florida Home Improvement Associates. These guys are running, a fair few Facebook ads they're updating these and changing them. You can change them on a semi-regular basis. This is not a daily thing. No one wants to be posting daily. I don't want to be posting daily. I hate it. I just want people to, I want to create long-term good content assets, like this video, for instance. I just want to do this video once. I don't want to be, saying this in a different way, tomorrow or the next day. I just want this video to be good, informative, educational, showing people exactly how to help their business grow in the construction or contracting space. And I don't have to redo this video for probably a couple of years at least. So I find this fantastic. Facebook ads are the same. These types of ads can be running for quite a while. Now we can see some new ads. These are just being started in November, and I'm shooting this in November, early November. I think it's the 7th, if I can remember the date correctly. But we see video ads, static ads. You can pause the video and read the text if you like. This is just doing research using the Facebook ads library. So if you just type in Facebook ads library into Google, it's the first link, and you can find your competitors, see if they're running ads. You can look up the big guys like I'm doing right now and see what they're doing. And just to put in perspective, these guys did, I think it was just under $40 million in revenue just a couple of years ago. So, these guys are using Facebook for a very good reason, have been doing for a long time. I've been tracking these guys for a number of years because I work with tons of contractors and construction guys. I want to see what the best players are doing so I can, put that straight into my clients. Speaking of which, talking about another contractor, we have Statewide Remodeling. Again, these guys did 44 million in revenue just a couple of years ago. These guys are running a ton of different Facebook ads. And the really cool thing about these guys are next level. They're even better than the FHIA. And the way I can tell you that is that if you watch, some of my other marketing strategy videos for contractors, specifically the one around marketing strategy, which I'll have in the description below for you, is I tell you and explain to you that construction and contracting is like dating. Someone's interested. Someone who's single is interested in getting a partner. They don't want to be lonely. That's fine. Everyone understands that. Same thing with remodeling, landscaping, painting, construction, etc. Big purchases. Some of your services, or your service in particular, as you're watching this video, might be one of the biggest investments someone makes in their life. Not the biggest, but it may well be the biggest. But do you think they're going to make a decision off the first point of contact, or do you reckon you're going to get married on a first date? If you're single, it doesn't matter if you're not. Just imagine that you are. Go on a first date, ask for marriage. How well do you think that's going to go down? It don't matter if you're male asking a female to male. It don't matter which way you want to skin that cat. You're not going to get married on the first date, and nor are you going to probably get a sale on the first visit. Now this is why this is important. These guys, kitchen ideas, kitchen remodeling, they're starting the first date or the first point of contact in this marketing relationship with pitching ideas. You're interested. You're at the start of your kitchen renovation journey. Here's some ideas. Very helpful content. Next, what they do, all the people that visited the page have showed behavioral intent. Now, words are cheap. People will say, things to make them look good, but their behavior is completely different. I'll paint a really politically incorrect picture, but I'm trying to lose weight. 6 months later, I've been eating well, changing my diet, haven't lost any weight. It's because your behavior is incongruent, or that person's behavior is incongruent with what they're saying. We've all heard stories like that. It's not just about weight, but that's one of the more common ones that we can all relate to at some level. So that's what these guys are doing, creating that first initial date piece of content, and then the people that interact with that content actually read it and view that page. They've showed intent. They're interested in a kitchen. You wouldn't read it unless you were interested in a kitchen. Therefore, they're following them up with other parts of their marketing funnel, showing them before and afters, showing them credibility and proof elements. I show you how to set this up in a proven Facebook ads strategy video. Again, that link is in the description below, far more in depth and more tactical, showing you, button by button how to do everything. Next, we see a bathroom model. This is a video. Again, these guys, it's a minute-long video, and we're not going to watch it. I don't know if you can hear anything, but nonetheless, people that watch 30 seconds or more of this video, because it's pretty much 1 minute long, shows behavioral intent. Words are cheap again, but you can't fake behavior. If you watch 30 seconds of this, you're interested at some level. Again, they'll chase the people up that watch 30 seconds or longer, maybe a little bit more than that. And they will show them, again, that sequential. They'll take people on a first, a second date, a third date, a fourth date, a fifth date, and then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, they got marriage. They've got, anywhere from remodeling, 5,000 to 6,000 on the really low end, up to 40,000 on the high end for kitchens and bathrooms, somewhere even higher with some of my clients, and that's fine, but it gives you a rough rule of thumb. Taking those people on those dates, that's where the money is. And, the tutorial in the description below will show you exactly how to do that. Now for you construction guys, this is an Australian-based business, because I'm just showing you Australia because, well, obviously you can hear from my accent that I'm Australian, but it doesn't matter what country you're in. It's all the same stuff. Everyone wants to say that their business is different or that country is different. It's not different. Believe me, it's not different. Australia, the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, pretty much any English speaking country, I've got a client in or clients in, and this stuff works. Now this is a construction company, home building. They did 4,400 last year, 4,400 homes over that. I think low 4,400s or whatever it is. These guys are running a ton of ads, like legit a ton. Like you can't fake this. I mean, these are all active, like you can see here by the little green dot. And I mean, this is pretty intense here. I mean, this will even reload with more, and you get the idea. And I'm scrolling a bit too quickly now, but you can look up this stuff yourself. And I'm just going to scroll and just talk here for a moment, but you can just pause this video whenever you wish and just read some of the text, look at the imagery, etc. And I recommend going to the Facebook ads library, typing these guys in, and clicking on their ads. What pages are they sending to, etc. It's just more proof that Facebook works. Now heading back to the States, we've got another construction company. These guys did billions just a couple of years ago, like literally B with billions. Meritage Homes. Now these guys again running a fair few ads, a slightly different style to a couple of the other before. Plenty of different ways to skin this cat on Facebook. Video, carousel based images. See carousels here. Again, pause the video, have a look if you wish. Better yet, as I've been saying, research these guys yourself in the Facebook ads library. But you get the idea that these ads are just working so damn well. I said that Facebook's trying to rip you off in some way. That they are and they aren't kind of thing. It's a little bit weird. The boosting posts is just horrible. Don't do it. I've got a tutorial. It's free. You don't have to add an email. It's literally on YouTube. You just watch it. You'll do far better than boosting posts. The reason being is you can just do so much more. And that tutorial that is the first bullet point in this slide will tell you how to do that. For instance, it'll show you how to set up remarketing campaigns, create that dating sequential marketing process, taking people on first dates, second dates, third dates without being, it sounds a little bit like, sexual assault, I suppose, when I say it like that. And it's not like sexual assault in any way. You just, providing people that have showed interest in your marketing or your product or service, and you're just taking them on a journey to help them make the best decision. Now, you're right for some people and you're wrong for some people. And you don't want to be if you're high end, you don't want to be working with people with no budget. If you're low end, you want people with smaller budgets, but you don't want people with high budgets because you're not built for that yet, or maybe you don't want to be built for that, and that's perfectly fine. Next, we have lookalike audiences. Lookalike audiences are super powerful. One of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, little tactical strategy that Facebook has to offer for you guys, and barely any of the construction companies or contracting based businesses that I've ever worked with have known about it, let alone used it. Now, what it does is you give Facebook the information regarding to the people that have done business with you in the past, or have that been prospects. These guys have showed hardcore interest, proper behavioral interest in your business. You give that information to Facebook. They analyze the demographics, the psychographics, and behaviors of those people, and they find all the similar based people in your geographical area. Now, what that allows you to do is target the people that have the highest desire of your service right now in your geographical area. Now, I don't have to explain that anymore because that just shows you just how powerful that is. And lastly, the remarketing and sequential marketing, just like dating, it's just so powerful. We saw an instant with statewide remodeling. There's a reason why those guys are doing $44 million a year in revenue. They know how to organize their marketing. And you need to be doing the same. You may not want to get to $44 million a year in revenue, and that's perfectly fine. But you probably want to get to at least the top of the hundreds of thousands, and I urge you to get well past that, because if you're at that level, you want to be charging big money with high profit margins. Otherwise, you really do want to be getting into that middle millions, 5, 6, 7 million mark. That's where it's a real comfortable contract or construction based business. If you're in the construction, it's probably a little bit more because you're a bigger ticket item, but you get the idea. You want to be up towards that 10 million or just over that 10 million. It's where you have a great lifestyle. You've got a good team, behind you, and I think that's where I work with big guys that are well and truly over 20. And I work with guys, a whole range under 20. And I find the guys that are operating at that towards the 10 million, just over, they're the happiest in terms of their lifestyle and stuff like that. Now, the next tactic is Google Ads. Now, Google Ads is just like Facebook. They are crushing it in terms of revenue. And the reason why is people are putting their money where their mouth is. They're backing Google Ads because the damn thing works. It's been working since 2001. Like, this is the revenue just from Google Ads revenue from 2001 to 2018. There's a reason, they're well and truly over 100 billion. That's 100 billion in ads revenue. People do not use in business what doesn't work. If it works, people, hand over fist, pump their money in. Literally, people putting in $1 and they're getting multiples back, $10, $20, $30. That's how good the return on investment can be with Google Ads, because you're fishing in infested waters. What I mean by that is that you're showing ads to people that are searching for your service in your geographical area. Now, I've got an hour-long tutorial. I know what you're thinking. An hour is a damn long time, but like anything, you're not going to get a first-year apprentice or someone that's just started in your contracting business or construction business to do what your service is. Complete madness. And you don't want to be learning Google Ads in just an hour. Google Ads is a little bit like chess. Easy to learn, takes a lifetime to master. But my hour-long tutorial, which is below, dedicated purely for contractors and construction companies, goes you through click by click how to set everything up profitably. Again, the business analysts, investors, people are investing in this business model, buying the shares. Like, you just look at the share price, absolute crazy, at 2,400%. Literally, you would have got, if I don't know when this graph starts, it's max, I think it was roughly early 2000s when they launched their IPO. You would have invested, let's have a stab in the dark and say that's around about $60 or $70. I mean, you would have one share over $1,200. I mean, it's just crazy if you had invested back then, but everyone's a genius in hindsight, me included. But moving on from that, of course, people are just investing in this business because it damn works. So just here we have some, Google Ads. These, all the 4 companies I showed you before are used in Google Ads for good reason. It just damn works. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, it works because it works. I mean, I can get into the psychology of why it works, and that's extremely obvious. People are showing behavioural intent, as I talked about earlier. They're searching for the service that you provide in your geographical area. You want your ads to show. You want your website to be clicked. You want them to read and engage with your website, and then you obviously want them to call or submit on a form, or how you like to get to generate your leads. We can just see tons of ads here in a whole range of different things. This is Meritage Homes. Again, if I just click over here, we can see a statewide remodeling. Doesn't matter if you're a construction company or a contracting company. Again, just tons of keywords, and they're all bathtub replacement, windows, shower replacements, a whole range of different contracting-based services that these guys offer, and it works for just about every contractor-based business. I work with the more mainstream ones because they're the people that have contacted me, but I couldn't see it not working for pretty much any contracting or construction-based business. So moving on to the third part, and this is the crap that no one wants to do because it's not glamorous. Everyone wants more traffic because they think they're going to generate more leads. It's not always the case, believe me. And the scenario I always say is traffic's just like leads, but a step earlier. Now, let's just say that you and I are in business and 50 leads come in. You're going to get 25, I'm going to get 25. Literally to sell your product or service, no matter what it is. Now, you're going to get 25 leads. How many are you going to sell? You know the number because you've been doing it. Now, I'm probably going to sell 1, maybe 2. Now, that's 1 in 12 or 1 in 25. Not great numbers. Hugely poor. I mean, you will go out of business if I'm your salesperson. The reason is because you know your product or service, you know your customers, and you're highly skilled in selling that. I am not. Now, that's no disrespect to me. That is not what I do day in, day out. That is exactly what you do day in, day out. Websites are the same. You can get sales training, you become a better salesperson. You can learn your product and services better. You can learn your customers better. You become a better salesperson. Your ratio might go from 1 in 6 to 1 in 4. That's massive. That'll transform your business alone. Now, the marketing is just the same, and this is the crap that no one wants to talk about because there's no sense of ego in it. It's not like fix this and leads went through the roof. No, everyone wants that that ego of my website's generating 10,000 visitors a month. How many is yours? Well, no one cares. You don't generate any more money in the bank for having 10 or 100,000 visitors visiting your website. How many jobs did you get? That's what this part is all about. So this is the awkward little scenario that I spoke about earlier, and I say awkward because I feel like a bit of a dick, as I mentioned, talking about it, but nonetheless, let's run through it because this really does illustrate the point that I'm about to talk about in terms of you getting the best result from everything that you do. You want to get everything. You want to squeeze every bit of orange juice out of that orange. You want to get everything out of your marketing spend, and this is how you do it. Now, the little scenario, you and I are in competition. Legit, we're in competition in this little imaginary scenario. You've got 2,000 and I've got 2,000 spend on traffic. And I just spoke about traffic, and I'm going to show you why I win. Now, the cost per click can't change too much. Yeah, there's some skill involved and it might change, but let's just say it's even. At this stage, we're even. So we're going to get 500 visitors each, and that's fine. But your website conversion rate's 2%, mine's 5%. You can get more than 5% as your conversion rate. And if you're a 2 or lower, you're in big trouble. You're in really big trouble, because as these costs start to go up, because we've seen the revenue of Facebook and Google going up, these costs are going to go up. The people that have the best converting website, just like salespeople, the people that close the most leads, they're the ones that are going to continue to crush it online. But there's no way around that. This is a sport. In the 100-meter sprint in the Olympics, you don't get a gold medal for coming 5th in the final. You don't get a gold for coming 5th in the heats. This is winner take all. Like, this is really important. So just to hammer through this really quickly, number of leads, you generate 10, I generate 25. Leads to sales ratio, we're just as good as each other in this scenario. In the previous one, you were better, but in this one, I know the business. I know your service. I know it just as well as you do. I know your customers just as well. I'm just as skilled. So we're both selling 1 in 5. Even. Number of sales, you generate 2. I generate 5. I'm starting to paint a picture now. I'm starting to win. What about the referral ratio? This is often forgot. For I don't even know what reason. You can create referrals. You've spent a lot of money generating one customer. Get as much as you can from it. And I help people with that as well. Now, your referral ratio, let's just say it's about the same. I'm not going to say that I'm any better at generating referrals than you. We're going to say keep that the same, because I want this to be somewhat even. I don't want to crush you too bad. Let's say. So the number of referrals you generate on a monthly basis, 0.4, takes you a couple of months to get 1. I generate 1 every month. Average project value, we're both in the middle, $10,000, and whatever we're selling, doesn't really matter. And at the end of the month, you've generated $24,000 in revenue. I've generated 60. I didn't do much more. I barely did anything more, to be fair. I just had a better website. I had a better salesperson selling my traffic. Now, if that doesn't make sense to you, I literally don't know how to make it any more simple and to really drive home just how powerful and important this is. You need to make your website a good salesperson. You want to send that thing away to the best sales trainer in the world, come back and you've got this Wolf of Wall Street, based style website that is just crushing it. You send visitors there, you make money. That's what you want. And I'm going to talk about that right now. So I've actually got a whole video tutorial about this, and this video is getting a little bit long, and I recommend you looking at that video on how to improve your multiple different aspects. But these are some of the big boys. Your unique value proposition, I like to refer to it as a unique mechanism. Why are you better than your competitors for what you do? Now, that's really important. Most contractors, most construction companies don't know how to answer that, and they don't know how to explain that on their website. Now, the biggest reason why people do not purchase is they don't have the money. You can't change that. I mean, you can't give people money and, here's 10 grand, come and do business with me. That's just stupid. But the second most reason, which you do have control over, is that they do not believe you. Now, this is where proof and credibility. All construction-based websites and contracting-based websites that I've interacted with, or maybe not all, there might be a couple that I can't remember off the top of my mind right now, they all lack proof and credibility. Need to fix that big time. Really important. The next is the call to action. Everyone want a free consultation, want a free measure and quote. Not really. Why? I'm interested in your service, but what am I going to get? You're going to come out and waste 30 minutes of my time? Is it useful? Is it not a waste? What do I get in it? Is it just a free measure and quote? Like, people want to know the sex, don't know where that come from, but the sense of expectation is what I'm trying to say, is really important. It's the reason why Uber's crushing taxis. People like the expectation of what they're going to get. When is the car going to arrive to pick me up? It's the whole reason. I mean, the cars haven't changed, so that's really important. Better imagery relates to proof and credibility, hugely important. Most photos stink on contracting and construction-based websites. Fix them. Get professional photography in. This is an asset that you pay for once. Might cost you, $100 or $200 to shoot a bathroom or a kitchen. Might cost you a little bit more to shoot a new home. this lasts you years, like literally years. Like get a couple shot, get half a dozen to a dozen shot, and be in the photo, one of them at least, or even better, you and the actual customer. People won't believe it's stock photography then, because I've got a whole host of custom clients that I work with that their customers ask if it's stock photography in the website. That's how you overcome that in a nice way, I believe. Now, people buy from people. Now, this is a really big one that people do not understand, and you're, as a personal service, as a contractor or a construction company, people are buying you. And I mean, this is not it's an element of status, but this is not a product. This is a service. People need to believe you. They need to trust in you. You're coming into their home. Are you a criminal? Are you not a criminal? That's an exaggeration. But people buy from people. People buy from people that they like and trust. Now, I explain this in tons of other videos that never have the words been offered or been said, that, this guy's a prick, like just an absolute prick. You can't stand him. Just the worst person you've ever met. Does great work. No, it doesn't work that way. I mean, it sounds funny saying it, and it probably sounds funny hearing it. If you're a prick of a person, you do bad work. It just transfers. It makes no logical sense. I understand that. It makes no logical sense. Your niceness as a person has no effect on your ability to do your work. But that's how people evaluate you, because they do not have the knowledge to evaluate your product or service. If they did, they would do it themselves. So that's the easiest way for me to explain that. Now, as I mentioned at the start, through this little section 3, check out my video on how to improve your website. It's down below. It's free. It's really thorough. Literally showing you how to create these different elements, improve them, etc. It's really, really important, and it helps the two preceding sections. So, what I'm going to do is wrap up this tutorial for you. If you have any questions, state them in the YouTube comment section below, or you can reach out to me on my website, brenhamel.com. I speak with tons of different businesses, a heck of a lot of construction and contracting based businesses, just to talk about their marketing. There's no obligation. There's no fee associated with that. I can tear through your marketing campaigns or give you recommendations if you haven't quite started yet. And what I mean by tearing through them, create a little video, tear through them, show you what's working, what's not working, what to improve, completely free. I mean, literally no cost. But more importantly than that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, of course. And you get daily or weekly notifications when I upload new content. That's tremendously helpful. So with all this being said, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.